Cities increasingly rely on advanced institutional capacities, democratic governance, and effective management to address ever more complex and interrelated economic, social, and environmental challenges, while tapping into the potential benefits of new technological opportunities. The massive attention directed towards cities is undeniable. But are cities well equipped and able to lead world transformations like championing resilience and sustainable development? The gap between expectations and available resources and autonomy extends beyond financial matters. Institutional capacity to coordinate efforts may also be lacking. This is not particular to the developing, or industrializing world, affecting cities globally. To critically address whether cities have the necessary capacity or whether new urban governance arrangements might be required, we are going to figure out what the city holds.
The 21st century has been referred to as the first urban century. More than 50% of the world's population live in urban areas.
Rapid urbanization has been identified as both an opportunity and a global challenge. Urban centers drive economic growth and offer economies of scale in productivity and public investment. They are social melting pots, centers of innovation, and drivers of social change. However, cities can also be marked by inequality, poverty, conflict, violence, and environmental degradation.
Managing cities and urban growth is one of the defining challenges of the 21st century. If managed well, cities can act as engines of growth and provide inhabitants with better job opportunities and improved healthcare, housing, safety, and social development. Further, cities can contribute to national growth through increased revenue generation and political stability, as well as playing a role in post conflict reconciliation. Conversely, cities that are poorly planned, managed, and governed can become centers of poverty, inequality, and conflict.
Ineffective urban governance affects the poor disproportionately. In particular, oppressive regulation of informal enterprises and settlements can negatively impact upon livelihood opportunities. Davis et al. 2004 and Brown 2015 suggests that the design of the city-level political system, including democratic structures with checks and balances between executive and legislature and periodic elections, must be supplemented by broader participation to ensure that decisions reflect the needs of the poor. The challenge is most acute in the poorest and most fragile states, especially those of sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. Expanding urban populations are straining already overburdened and ill-equipped local government, planning mechanisms, infrastructure, and urban finance.
Looking at coming in with a preconceived idea, dumping it on the society and expecting it to work. We're coming into the community, working at a grassroots level, building incrementally projects, plans with the community in co-production to help and empower the people. So we have stuff like the iShack project and Victor, who's running that. He's developed a whole business just from that. You know, people come to Victor, when it's dark, it's raining, they come and look and they see that his lights are still on, his solar panels are still working, he's still watching TV. We have projects like the Bokashi project, which Claire is running, where families from all over Inkanini, furthest reaches of Inkanini, bring their food waste to one area, they put it in the Bokashi project, and they're looking to receive compost and the outcome of that project back. So there are many small projects working within this very volatile, vibrant and lively community.
In many areas, the population has increased faster than the capacity of planners to provide houses and infrastructure and of local business to provide jobs. This has led to the emergence of large informal settlements, crime, an expanded informal economy, and increased social tensions.
Addressing the service needs of residents in an informal settlement context, but also comfort levels, the safety of the risks and challenges of living in informal settlements, security, simple things like having a light outside to help you inside and out, as well as obviously the materials that are used to build the shack are fire resistant, which is obviously, especially in winter, one of the main challenges in informal settlements.
The well-being of the urban poor can be improved by facilitating access to economic opportunities, supportive social networks, and greater access to land, infrastructure, and services. Whether and how these are available to the poor depends to a significant extent on urban governance. Example, local political processes which are informal and formal, the influence of the civil society organizations representing the poor, and the capacity of city government to respond. Outcomes depend on a number of factors, including the nature of local democratic institutions and processes, the resources available, and the ability of the poor to organize and articulate demands.
The scale and high population density of cities enable economic and social interaction to occur more frequently and effectively. This creates the potential for cities to be productive and to offer inhabitants a better quality of life.
To unlock this potential, key issues surrounding land, transport, public finance, and regulation need to be addressed. Making the city work requires investment in residential, commercial, and industrial structures supported by a combination of effective land markets, appropriate regulation, good public services, educate public finance, and transparent and accountable city-level political systems to better ensure the betterment for the 21st century.
The first 2 decades of the 21st century have been a time of technological and economic progress, notwithstanding the 2008 global financial crisis. A billion people have come out of poverty, and soon, half of the world will be in the consuming class. In the advanced economies, aggregate economic data show economic and job growth, with employment at record highs in some countries. Yet, the public mood in many of these economies is divergent, differing by socioeconomic group and varying from place to place, ranging from satisfaction and optimism to discontent about the present and pessimism about the economic future.
Opportunities for work have expanded, employment rates have risen to record levels in many countries, and many benefits have improved, although not everywhere. At the same time, work polarization and income stagnation, while varying in magnitude across countries, have grown. While availability and cost of many discretionary goods and services have fallen sharply nowadays, the cost of basic necessities such as housing, healthcare, and education has grown and is absorbing an ever larger proportion of incomes. All of these are projected as a positive outcome of exercising the measures of strategic urban governance.
Developing solutions to urban challenges involves a number of interacting factors and actors, making desirable outcomes hard to achieve and predict. Maximizing the potential of urban areas requires institutionalizing mechanisms of coordination, planning, and accountability among diverse stakeholders in a way that recognizes the complexity of urban challenges and brought changes to the cities of 21st century. As part of being a social studies student, the NCSS curriculum, which provides an accurate guidelines that I have been utilized on the documentary to promote knowledgeable informations and edifying the concepts I shall employ for a reason to construct the idea of urban governance and economic changes as a whole learning for my future students. Through this, they will be equipped on how they envision the cities in 21st century.